Hello, good people, wherever you are on this sweet planet called Earth. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Welcome to my little channel about sports topics. Today I'm going to be talking about the fabulous, the mysterious, the wonderful, and the greatest trash talker the game has ever seen, Larry Bird. Now, I want to be talking about Larry Bird and some of those people who say are the next Larry Bird. I'm not going to go over the name of the names because I forgot. I started watching basketball in the 1990s. The thing that hooked me, that Lakers game, the NBA Finals, Lakers versus Chicago Bulls. That's when I became truly interested in the NBA. Now, at the time, I think I was in my late 20s. So, during my childhood, I never was interested in basketball games much. But I do remember during my childhood, in the 80s, I did see on TV the Lakers and the Celtics. I remember that. I didn't watch it. But I remember, you know how you switching TV channels. I remember those games, the Lakers. And since I live on the East Coast, here in the state of Maryland, they definitely had those Celtic games on. I remember it. I never watched them. And if I did watch it, you know how you switch to the channel and you go on and play with your friends, with your toys, whatever. Because let me see. I was in my early teens then, yeah. So I was preoccupied by other things. But like I said, my topic is those who are compared to Larry Bird. Magic Johnson was right at Larry Bird's retirement party. So far, roughly 30 years later, after his retirement, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird. Now, in this day of NBA, the era that we live in, the 2020s and beyond, Luka Doncic, I hope I say his name right, he is the closest approximation to Larry Bird. He is. But he lacks some of Bird's intangibles. I don't look at Dallas Mavericks a lot because I live on the East Coast. I watch it every now and then when it's on the TV. But it seems like he lacks some of the things Bird had. He definitely lacks leadership. He lacks that. He lacks a competitive edge in my mind. He played basketball, but he don't think he had that hard, intense competition. And he's not as competitive as Bird or as driven. Because I remember those times in the media when they said he report to training camp overweight. You never ever heard anyone say about Larry Bird, he come here overweight. You remember that? In the 2019, stuff like that, 2019, 2020, we said he came to camp in shape. So, how intense is his love for the game? You come there overweight. How intense are you as a competitor? See my point? Larry Bird, I remember watching those videos when I got interested in basketball. You know the videotapes that are extinct now that show Larry Bird running inside the Boston Arena, may it rest in peace, or the Boston Garden, may it rest in peace. It showed Bird doing laps in a stadium. It showed Bird running up and down the steps countless times. He ran up and down those aisle steps from top to bottom to stay in peak condition. I don't think Luka Doncic do stuff like that. If you coming into camp overweight, you coming into camp with foot trouble, I don't think you had that competitive drive to do that. So, Luka Doncic may be the greatest representation of Bird, but he's still far from Bird. How often does he make his teammates better? I know he recently scored 70 points, but he scored 70 points. I guess the outcome of the game was that his team win. I think his team won. If somebody could, if I'm wrong, could somebody correct me? But I think his team won. But he's not on Bird's level. Bird did things that very few people have ever done. He won Rookie of the Year. don't know if Luka Doncic won the Pick of the Year. He probably did, but I may do the research later. He probably won Pick of the Year because he came into the league a great player. But Larry Bird, I remember before he came there, I think the Celtics, the year prior to his arrival, they only won 20 plus games before his arrival. The next year that Bird showed up, they won at least 61 games. I think it was 61. But no one has ever done that. It was like roughly a plus 30 in games increase. No rookie has ever done that. Not Magic Johnson, but he came to a winning team. Not Michael Jordan. I think Chicago only went up about, in Michael's rookie season, they probably just increased about 10 games. But no one, from what I heard, has ever taken a team from the deep 20 wins to the early 60 wins. I heard it never happened. That's one thing. And then because they had 60 wins, their team went to the playoff. They lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. But again, Luka Doncic has been in the league for roughly 5 years. Remember, I said roughly. It could be more. Roughly 5 years. Bird's second year, he had an NBA title. Luka Doncic has been in the years for at least 5 years. Remember, I said at least. It could be more. At least 5 years. He's gotten to a conference final. But when he got to the conference final, it wasn't in year 2. It was like in year 3 or 4. He got to the conference final. So, you can't compare Luka to Larry Bird because Bird got his championship the second year in the league. Second year. Also, Bird was a fabulous three-point shooter in the 80s when the three-point line was first instilled. He was shooting three-pointers in the 80s when many others wasn't. So imagine what Bird could do today in this NBA of love of three-pointers. Imagine what he would do today. Because I heard this before. Bird, he scored like, 40, 90. It was like 40% from three-point line, 30% from the, 40% from three-pointers, 90% from the free throws, and 50% or more from just shooting, just regular shooting inside the three-point line. So he's in a 40, 90, 50 club multiple times. I don't think Luka Doncic has done things like that. If they did, they would be saying it. I think Luka Doncic is like a roughly 35% three-point shooter in that range. And it's three-point age. So if he was in Bird's period in the 1980s, he would not be he definitely would be a terrible three-point shooter. Bird was good at three-pointers in the 80s. In the 80s, when the three-point line was fresh from the ABA. Bird was incredible. Because remember, Bird won at least 3-point shootout contests. In the 80s, he won 3 of them. As Luka Doncic or any of the Bird competitors, even the people who were complaining, like Tom Gugliotta, to name a few. There's many others, I can't think of them, but many others saying we hope he could be the next Bird, but you can't do it because he's incredible. Bird is incredible. So, Luka Doncic, has he ever been part of the 40, 90, 50 club? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. And one more thing. I hope it comes back to me. Larry Bird, his career. Roughly 50% shooter. High 80s. Like over 85% free throw shooter. And he's made 10 rebounds a game. I know for a point guard, Luka Doncic is tall. But I don't hear him scoring a prolific amount of triple doubles. Bird, for his era, has a number of triple doubles. Remember, he scored, he has made over 10 rebounds per game for career. Luka Doncic has never done that. So, thank you for stopping by hearing the greatness of Larry Bird. And I think Magic Johnson is true. There will never, ever be another Larry Bird. Number one, most people don't have that competitive edge. They don't have that drive. I don't think they trash talk as much as Bird did. And when Bird trash talked, he always, or a high percentage of the time, he always backed it up. And he got that incredible work ethic. So tell me what y'all think about Larry Bird, because I love him. When I used to play my video game, he used to be my favorite character in the video game. Tell me what you think. Till the next time, basketball family, peace.